Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be ranking each survivor based on how well they can stay alive and contribute to the whole team. I will have to cover each one fast because there are 10, but if this video does well I might make another one with more in-depth explanations. Anyways, without any more introduction, let's get right into the video. Starting off with the default character, Noob, is actually not too bad. He can't really help the team, but his abilities let him survive on his own easily. His slate skin ability lets him regain stamina when being chased without being able to be hit, and then he could use a cola to quickly get away from the killer. He also has a ghost burger to make him invisible for a short time to hide from the killer or not get seen by one of their abilities. Even though he can't help the team, he is amazing at dodging the killer, so I will put him in a tier. Next up is Elliot, and this character is pretty underrated in my opinion because he is one of the few healing sources you can get in the game. His first ability lets him throw a pizza that heals for around 35 HP but can be buffed if generators are done. This helps others to stay alive when they are being chased, or it can let them go back in to fight the killer again. His second ability gives him a ton of speed for 3 seconds, and it can be used in almost any scenario to avoid the killer. However, if Elliot is cornered and has used his ability, he's as good as dead. Overall, Elliot is a great character, so I am going to put him in A. For our last free character we have Shedletsky or Shed. Shed has two abilities, with the first one being a slash that can stun the killer and damage them. This is good to help yourself as you are being chased, or anyone else if they are, so overall a good ability. Their second ability has two uses and heals them for around 40 HP unless they get hit, so it's a similar heal to Elliot's pizza. Shed is a well-rounded character, and even though he has downsides like his long cooldown, I will put him in S tier. Next up is Two-Time, who costs $500 in game. Two-Time has three abilities, with the first one being a stab that stuns and damages the killer, and the stun lasts longer if it's a backstab. The second ability lets him go partially invisible and undetectable from abilities for a short time, which can be great when the Two-Time is the last person. The third ability is the most broken one, and it lets Two-Time respawn with half health if they have stabbed the killer 3 times or backstabbed the killer twice. If you are the last person, this ability will also activate on its own even if you haven't stabbed the killer yet. Because of his ability to respawn, I don't think heals would matter too much, and so I am going to put Two-Time in S tier despite his low health. Next up is 07N7, who also costs $500 in-game dollars. 07N7 can't really help the team or damage the killer, but he is really good at avoiding them. His first ability will make a clone of him and make him partially invisible for a short time to try and trick the killer, and with the second ability you can change how you want to clone to move. This ability is good, however experienced killers know when it happens and will still probably be able to find you. The third ability lets you teleport across the map after a short time, which is good to avoid the killer. However, if you are being chased then it won't be useful. Overall, 07N7 is a good character, but because experienced players know his abilities I am going to have to put him in B tier. The next survivor is guest 1337, whose main purpose is to stun the killer. He has extra health and his first ability is a block ability that can block any type of attack if timed right. If you block successfully, you will be able to use your second ability, which is a punch. The punch will slow the killer and stun them to distract them from attacking others or stop them from chasing you. His last ability is a charge that will knock the killer back and give them slowness to allow you and your team to escape. Overall, guest is good, but he has very few ways of healing and is normally the first one to die, so I am going to put him in a tier. Next, we have Builderman, who costs 500 and has two different sentries that he can put down. The first one is a turret that shoots fast and each shot damages the killer and gives the killer slowness too. So any other survivors can run into the turret's range to avoid getting hit by the killer. The second sentry is a dispenser which gives health to all players near it. The dispensers can be attacked by the killer, so they can also act as a distraction to throw the killer off guard. The sentries are really good for the team, however if Builderman was the last player or if he was being chased, there's really nothing he could do, and so I am going to put him in B tier. For the third to last survivor we have Dusekkar, who is a fully support character and costs 600 in-game dollars. Dusekkar has two abilities, and the first one is a laser that gives any survivors speed 2 and gives the killer slowness 2 if it hits them. This ability seems good, however it's hard to hit and doesn't give too much of an effect in a chase because the killer also has abilities they can use. The second ability is a force field that can be made around another player, however it gives you slowness 5, so the killer can just decide to attack you and probably kill you in one go. Dusekkar can be a good support in certain situations, like if he is higher up than the killer where the killer can't get him, but in most cases he will be an easy kill, so I am going to have to put Dusekkar in C tier. For the second to last survivor we have Taph, who costs 600 in-game dollars. Taph has two abilities which are both traps for the killer and have invite uses. The first trap is a tripwire that can be placed around the map and is almost invisible and give the killer slowness and a glowing effect if they walk over it, but if the killer sees it they can break it. Taph's other ability is a mine that will move the killer's screen around on its own and give them helplessness for a few seconds. However, it can also blow up on its own after around 40 seconds, and if Taph is in range of the blast it will give Taph the same effects. Overall the traps are good, but they both have downsides, so I am going to have to put Taph in a tier. And the last survivor and most expensive is Chance, who costs 777 in-game dollars. Chance has 4 abilities that all work together. The first on is a coin flip that either gives you a charge so you can use the other abilities once, or weakness. The second ability is a gun that you can shoot the killer with, but it has a chance to not work or blow up on you. You can reduce this chance by getting 3 charges first, and since the stun is really long it's worth it during a chase. The third ability lets you change your HP, and for each extra charge you have it will give 3 more HP. This ability can either help or hurt you, so it's not too reliable. The last ability requires you to have 3 charges on your other abilities to use, and it will reset all status effects on Chance including the weakness. Chance seems really good at first, but once you get to a good HP amount, then you only really use the gun and you still have to flip the coin a ton for it. Also the weakness can stack enough so that the killer can one-shot you, so because of all of this I am going to have to put Chance in B tier. And that is the completed list of each survivor. Remember, this is just my opinion and you all would probably change this list a bit, but overall I think it's pretty accurate. If you have enjoyed or want more content like this, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Bye guys.